Hey, Jeff here, your YouTube reviewer of New England brews. Welcome back to NEBR, New England Beer Reviews. Another one from the Blue Lobster Brewing Company of Hampton, New Hampshire. This is their Ragged Neck Rye Porter. Comes in with an ABV of 7.4% ABV. Available in the 750 milliliter growler or the regular full-sized growler. And you have to buy it at the brewery. Now, the brewery itself opened in Hampton, New Hampshire at the end of 2012, and they have already developed a pretty good positive reputation in the short time they've been open. I know a number of people who like to travel over to that part of the state just to try out some of their beers. They have a tasting room, a very small tasting room, which has 5 or 6 or so tables, and a small bar that sits maybe 5 or 6 people. And right now you really can only buy their beers in growlers. However, they do bottle a few, usually some special batches. So, but this is their porter, which was one of their earlier beers they began brewing. This is probably the second or third batch. Not quite sure exactly, but I'm looking forward to trying it out. I already reviewed their stout. If you watch my reviews, you probably saw my review of their stout. And now I'm looking forward to the porter. And they do use this Grolsch style cap for their growlers, which, I mean, I always like those kind of caps. Let's see if I can pour this without spilling too much like I did yesterday. Alright, there's pour. It's got a nice, solid, pouring glug-glug sound to it. Wow, look at that head. That's really got some head on that. Okay, let's take a look at the color right now. Coming in very, very dark. Brown, actually more like a black, with these sort of ruby red hues around the bottom and around the edges of the glass. But for the most part, it's charcoal black with this really tremendous mocha colored, soft, silky head. Really something else. Okay, let's check out the aroma. Oh my goodness, you know, I like porters, and this really does just right away with the nose. It makes you think it's a porter for sure, because I'm picking up, oh, that burnt and roasted coffee feel, the roasted dark malts, getting the faintest bit of chocolate, but maybe more in the way of coffee, roasted coffee, coffee grinds, sort of a burnt, cooked sort of aroma, and even the slightest hint of vanilla beans in there as well. So definitely a very interesting aroma on this porter. So, and it really does smell like the kind of porters I really like. So let's check out the taste. Unlike the stout that I had the other day, the body on this is a little heavier. I wouldn't call it bold or full, but I would definitely call it medium. And creamy too, very creamy and smooth. This very pleasant and soft on my tongue. The taste, again, I'm getting a slightly more chocolate sensation in the taste than I got on the nose. The coffee seems a bit more on the muted side, but there's also a very nice sort of earthy bitterness that's coming up on this as well. Not a real sharp, tart, hoppy bitterness, but kind of an earthy, you know, deep in the woods kind of bitterness that lingers briefly at the end. And finishes mildly dry. There's again, the body was medium and smooth, and so when I'm picking up this kind of chocolate feel and the coffee feel, it has this sort of smooth characteristic of melted chocolate. Though the taste is more akin to the coffee as opposed to the chocolate, but the chocolate does sort of creep up a little bit as well. Again, it's 7.4% ABV, which is not super high. The alcohol, such as it is very well integrated into the beer. It's not boozy by any piece of the imagination. It just has this mild sweetness as well. I think it's due to those chocolate malts intermixing with the coffee and the dark malts and the earthy hop bitterness, and they're all mixing together and has this sort of mild sweetness going on. Vanilla is more notable on the nose than I'd get in the flavor, but this is really a good porter. It's a porter that's, you know, fairly easy to drink and very smooth. You know, very easy to just enjoy and savor. Now, the other thing about this taste that I kind of like is it does have that vague, you know, sort of grainy feel to it from the rye, I expect. Again, the main characters I'm getting, as I've said already, are the chocolate and the coffee and this kind of earthy hop bitterness, but there is a vague sort of grainy rye character playing up as well. Sort of on the end, it sort of merges in well with the rest of the beer. And you really have to have a pretty good palate to pick it up, because really it is the chocolate and the coffee that's kind of the lead on this. So really excellent beer. So far I've had 2 out of 2. I had their stout, I've had the porter. 2 out of 2, batting 1,000 as far as I'm concerned from Blue Lobster, and I'm looking forward to trying more of their beers. So that'll do it for today. This was the Blue Lobster Brewing Ragged Neck Rye Porter. Thanks for stopping by. I'll catch you again next time.